and welcome back to Maximize Your Potential. I'm Brian Sexton. You know the gentleman sitting next to me, former Jacksonville Business Journal publisher David Sillick. David, how are you?
Very good, Brian. Good to see you again, my friend.
You catching anything these days?
Yeah, we had a Marlin tournament last weekend, and we put some points on the board. So
congratulations. Nothing to eat, though.
There's always the bycatch of mahi and wahoo.
All right, because the gentleman sitting with us today, Mauricio Jimenez, is a former chef turned entrepreneur working in the healthcare industry. How did you get from the kitchen to the boardroom?
Well, I got there by myself because, like I told you before, it was becoming like a young man's business.
Yeah.
So I needed to find out. And in my mid-40s, I said, what I'm going to do next? Because I don't see myself, being in the kitchen 12, 14 hours a day. So I need to plan ahead towards my retirement years, right? So I was looking at different types of businesses and that sort of thing. And then I realized at one time my father used to be a Medicare agent. He was, for a long time, he was in the pharmaceutical industry, and then sort of like middle age kind of switch, like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life, change. And I thought it was a good time to make the switch. I was very satisfied with my career and where it went. So here's to the future, right? Yeah. So that was my attitude.
Insurance options are so complicated. Every year around November,
right?
My head spins.
Right.
How do you help business owners navigate that?
Well, the opportunity came organically. Let's just put it that way. I've been dealing with many people, either over the phone, in person, Zoom meetings, things like that. And I was working with a lot of people who were struggling, coming out of Medicare, that sort of thing. And then I began to get a lot of referrals from people who were self-employed or just small business owners. And they all came in to me with the same kind of problem. Like, they hit a dead end on the road. Like, I don't know what to do. I was looking for insurance coverage online. Everything seems so expensive. Everything seems complicated. So I was just talking to a friend. A friend told me about you, right? So I began to notice the trend. And I also started to look at what's coming next, right? So we're aware that whether you agree with the current administration or not, we're entering truly remarkable times in the economy. So it's uncertain what's going to happen next, but I can forecast the same way I forecast before COVID that there was a lot of people who were going to be forced into turning into 1099s. That would be independent contractor. So that did happen.
And loss of company-supported health insurance plans. So you're in the marketplace.
Yes.
Affordable Care Act.
Yep.
It forced a lot of people into that marketplace. But it like I said, it's so complicated. How do you make money in this?
Well, I mean, insurance agents, insurance brokers, we get paid by the insurance provider.
Okay.
Right. So my job is, I tell everyone, I said, I'm not going to sell you insurance. There's nothing for me to sell you.
You're an advisor.
All I can do for you is show you the product, explain how it works, see if you qualify, and if you do qualify, then I will do all the paperwork for you. Right. So to me, the way I conduct business is just from a consulting level. And that's how I approach the business. So it's a business, again, that became very organic. And now I'm just adding more services to create a little bit more dynamic offering of products for people who are either self-employed or small business owners. So just to give an example, a person can come in and say, hey, I try to get a quote for, I don't qualify for a federal subsidy, so it's going to be a lot of money for me to be in the Affordable Care Act. So I went to X company and they only offer 6 months coverage. It's expensive. The deductibles are high. Can you help me with this, right? So I do work with many companies out there that are not well known that offer really exceptional products for healthcare. And I show them, and they're happy. I never heard of this company. I said, yes, and that's what I'm here for. So, and if I can help you lower...
Are they not listed on healthcare.gov?
No, they're not.
So they're offline. All right.
They're completely private companies, yeah. So suggestions that I can offer in the middle of a conversation, hey, Mr. So-and-so, you happen to have significant discounts by choosing this product. Say, would you like to, maybe look into investment vehicles for that savings, for those savings that you got, right? So they might choose like a 7702 retirement plan, things like that. A1, high security, very safe investments that go in with the market index and things like that. A lot of people are not well aware of those products too. So I'm kind of like the king of obscure products that are in the market, but people they're not really in the mainstream yet. So it's a great introduction for independent workers and people who own business.
So where does someone who needs consultation find you?
Well, I mean, you can see it on the bottom of the screen. You can see my email. Right now, we're in a process where we're developing the corporate imaging.
Right.
That means the websites and all that. That's coming soon. But right now, you can contact me by phone number, and also with email. Just shoot me an email. You can even shoot me a text, and I'll make sure that we can get in touch.
Mauricio Jimenez, thanks for joining us on Maximize Your Potential.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.
And we'll see you next time right here.